This is a little bit extra. It's not actually included in the exercise, but it's something we can use later on and just generally in JS. We've got this workflow now, this model builder workflow, where we have some steps here that we really don't need to repeat every time. We've introduced this parameter here that we can set, change as we like on this condition, but all of this is always the same. This never changes. Unless we were to change the DEM, which we can also set as a parameter. We can do that as well. But it seems silly to do all of this every time we want to change this thing here. All of this downstream, so to speak, that needs to change, but all of this doesn't. So we should start by splitting this model up so that we can get this bit done first and then not have to do it again. So let's just quickly look at what this is. Let's first start off by saving it, and we'll click on Save As there, and we'll save this as save it as dem to ac, because that's what we're going to do. Click on Save there. So we're now in the dem to ac business there, and flow direction. Click on that, and we'll set it as a parameter. Flow accumulation, we'll set that as a parameter. And why have I done this? Because these two are needed downstream. We need that to go into the con, and we need that to go into our stream link and our streams to features. So that file and that file or layer will be needed. So we'll turn those into parameters. And another thing we can do, actually, if we want to be a little bit smart about this, is mark that and set as a parameter. Now that should give us everything we need, and then we can start deleting all of this downstream stuff. We don't need that, so let's get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Delete, 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 and delete. Then we auto layout that, and we have, you can save that. Now we have a workflow that will do, will create two files for us. We can just quickly run that. If we do that, we'll go to catalog and run it from there actually. Let's just update that. So refresh, and it was dem to ac. Double click on that, and we get up this. Flow direction is going to be that, yep. Flow accumulation is that, and the dem that we're after is that. Good. That should actually be in the same location. Why it's decided to show one. There we go. That's better. Nice. So flow direction, flow accumulation, they're coming out as those two files in the database, and it's taking in the dem to begin with there. We could change that dem to, we can use this model now somewhere else with some other data and get some files that are odd direction and accumulation. Let's just run it quickly. Give it a little while to run. As you can see, this is this part of the model actually takes a bit of time, and this will take even longer for you on working on a remote desktop. Now, yeah, and then once it's done, it shows you these warning triangles to say, but these files already exist. We've just created them. Of course they exist. Just ignore that. It's not actually an error just because these files already exist. It's just they're supposed to exist. We've just told you to create them. So yeah, and what it's unfortunately done, for some reason in this mode, when you have these as parameters, it then adds these files directly to your map, which we don't really want. They're not particularly useful to see. So we just remove them from the map. Go back to our model. So that model we're done with. We now click on catalog, and we go back to our stream model. We click on edit there. So we've got everything again. Let's just save as, and then we'll call this streams, stream only, for example. And what we then need to do is we need to get rid of all this upstream stuff. But the problem then becomes that we need that. We need that file there, and we need that file there. So we need something called flow direction, we need something called flow accumulation. So let's just, if we ditch that now, that all goes into a panic. If we ditch that now, that all goes into a panic. That's, as expected. So all of those are gone. And we need there to create a variable from parameter input conditional raster. And that is going to be a parameter. And we're going to rename that. And that was flow accumulation. And I'm just calling it that. That name is just there to help remind me later on. And you'll do something similar. And then we need it for the stream link. Here we needed to create a variable from parameter input flow direction raster. So let's go here. So let's have a look, and that's going to be a parameter, and we're going to rename it flow direction. Flow direction. And did we need flow direction anywhere else? Let's just quickly check. If we go back to our original, or rather this stream model, edit that, bring it up. So flow direction actually went into stream feature as well, stream to feature, so we need it there. So we go stream only, right click on that, and create variable from parameter, input flow direction raster. And that was a mistake. We don't want to do that. We want to just drag that to there. Input flow direction raster. And we'll auto layout that. So that one thing goes in there and it goes to there. At the moment, this doesn't look as if it's going to work because it doesn't know what these two things are. But we're going to trust that we've done things correctly. So we'll just save that streams only there. We've already run our dem2ac. We've already run that, so we've got these two files now. We can check that by going to catalog. Yep, and in the database you can see there we've got those two files. So now we go to here, we quick refresh, and there's our streams only. Double click on that, and it's asking for a value, and it's asking for the flow accumulation. So if we click there, we can click on that. Flow accumulation is there. Click on OK. Flow direction. Click on that, and that's there. Okay. That was why we called them that, so that to remind ourselves which one is which. And the value there, we can set that to something else. Let's set that to 50,000, say. And then we can click on run. And it should be very soon done. Yep. And what we can do then is we can change that to, say, 1,000. And we click on run. And it just runs this last part of the loop. This bit here. Instead of running the whole thing with, yep, done already. So we can do multiple of these if we like. We can go back to our map, and we can go to catalog, and if we look at the database, we just have to quickly refresh it, we can see we've got those two streams in there. And if we want to test another one, so we can just, if we like, we can just pick that up and drag them into the map, and they're both in there. We can see one laid on top of the other, 50,000 and the 1,000. The 1,000 was the one that just said, oh, as long as I get a little bit of water, only 1,000 upstream cells, I'm a stream. 50,000 was a little bit more picky. He wanted a lot more water before it became a stream. So, I mean, just to illustrate that point, sorry, let's use the symbology, and we can make that a blue stream. We use that. Line width is 1. Apply. And if we go to this layer and do the symbology for that, please click on that. We can use the same color again if we like, but make this a lot thicker. Click on apply, and we've got two different types of stream. That was a bit of a jump up, so maybe we could add another, let's say let's just go here and we go to catalog, and we want to run our stream only model. And instead of 10,000, we'll set that to, we'll set that to, well, let's set that to 10,000 actually. Let's leave it at 10,000. Flow accumulation, we're going to have to find again. Flow accumulation, okay. Flow direction, yeah. One advantage with having those layers in the model is that they will be easily available in the drop down. Click on run. And it's done. So we can go here, we go to catalog, and then we refresh. And then we have that 10,000 there. So let's just drag that in between. And then we can not double click. This is no longer ArcMap. This is ArcGIS. Symbology. And click there. Click there. And we'll make that a little thicker, say 4. Apply. And we can see the streams getting bigger and bigger as we go downstream. So that's just an example of how we can do this. Yeah, so that was the splitting our model, splitting up into 2 workflows. So we have the first workflow like this, which creates our the files that never change. Once we've analyzed the DEM, the flow direction and the flow accumulation, they will not change. And then after that, we take those, the flow accumulation, the flow direction, and we analyze them with this, we use them to analyze this condition that we can change. So all of these downstream things will become different depending on what value we set here. And that's that.